drive along endless roads hand in hand, chasing sunsets guided by our plan.
Hello guys, welcome to Keeping Up with the Goofies. I'm Debbie, and it's Monday. I know by the time I'm gonna upload this, it's not Monday anymore. Today is Monday here, and the reason why there are a lot of trash bins is that today they will collect it. There are two trash cans. The other one is the green, the recycle, but they pick it up every other Mondays. It's kind of gloomy, but later on the sun will be shining again. It's Monday. I'm kind of lazy after the 3-day weekend. Sometimes it's hard to go back to work, but I have to pay for the bills and other things. It's funny. I always remember my mother said that whenever she'll tell us to take a nap after school, after we got back from school, but we didn't want to. And she always tells us that when you grow old, you know, even if you wanted to take a nap, you can't. And she was right. All those things that I remember she was telling me when I was young, I'm experiencing it now. You know, like that. Like now I can't even take a nap. Even though I wanted to, I can during my days off. But I didn't want to take it. I didn't want to because I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I will be awake. And then sometimes I hear my voice, like I sounded like my mother. You know, sometimes I think about, I always think about her. There are times that when my son was growing up, and I tell him things, this and that, I remember my mother, and I could hear her voice from me. I sounded like her, and I was thinking, imagine when my father died at 43, and she was also 43, and there were 7 of us that she was taking care of by herself. Whenever I get mad at my son, I only have one child. Whenever I get mad at him, I was thinking, how could my mother do that? Seven children with 7 different attitude. It was amazing. She sent us all to school. 4 boys and 3 girls. When my father died, my eldest sister was just 18 years old, and our youngest was just 5 or 4. I was 9. So imagine. Then after my father died, the following year, there was a fire in the neighborhood, and our house was one of those. Imagine the blow from her, but she She was a fighter. She was strong. If it's me, I wouldn't be able to. But I'm not sure though, because sometimes we thought that we're weak, but once face something like we didn't know that we could take it, but God will give us strength to fight and win it. When I came here with my son, he was just 12 years old, and it was recession. So my husband lost his job. We had to move from Idaho to here to New Mexico, and I had to find a job to help him, for us to survive. I applied for a job as a housekeeper. I lied. I said I had an experience, but honestly I didn't. I know I said it before, like in my other videos, that when I started my job as a housekeeper, they told me to vacuum, and I was in dilemma. I didn't know how to use a vacuum. And then my coworker, she taught me everything, and she was laughing at me at first, but now I did it, and I know how to clean now. I even know how to wash the clothes. I can do everything now. I even know how to learn. I even know how to cook. I learned how to cook. Amazing, huh? Because sometimes we didn't know that we could do things if we just put our heart and mind to it. Same thing when when my son was growing up, when he started school. When I teach him, like when I help him with his homeworks, he will tell me, "Mom, I don't know how to do this." I always tell him, don't say that. Tell yourself you can do it. If others can do it, you can also do it. And thank God he listened. And thank God, before, even though there's already cell phones, but I always restrict him. We also had computer then. We already had a computer then, and I will let him play the games, but only for certain hours. But sometimes he sneak out and go to the computer shop. You know, kids. When he was young too, we had a Cartoon Network, and he will be watching the Cartoon Network the whole night. So I ended up cutting the cable because I didn't want him to get hooked to it. But nowadays it's different. Even babies already have cell phone. YouTube became their school. But then, yeah, it's okay, because now in just one click you can find the answers to your homework or to whatever questions you have. But then one time I've seen on the news this, or I think I saw it on the internet. The mother, she was talking to her 5 or 6 year old son. He was upset because he didn't do the challenge. He wasn't able to do the challenge. So when the mom asked, because she saw her son walking and will jump, I don't know where. And he was crying, so she asked him what was wrong and why did he want to jump. He said because of because that was a challenge from a game. So she asked what game was it, and he said it was Roblox. I always hear that. And she said that she already deleted the game. And I commented, like I said, don't just delete the game, make sure you supervise your children. You know, restrict them from using gadgets, because there are bad people that are just waiting for their turn to lure your kids. I think there are games, I'm not sure if that's the game that telling the kids to commit to harm themselves. I know I can't say the word, but I'm not sure if it will be restricted by YT, or that's why I'm just using that, to harm themselves. There are a lot of people too that was killed by meeting somebody from the Blue app. Here, you know, it's dangerous here too. There are girls that they just went to the store. They saw in the camera that they went to the store, they went inside and then never left the store. So afterwards they found her unalive. So that's why whenever I go to the store and whenever I go somewhere, like if I will get gas, as soon as I get out of my car, I lock it. Aside from, you know, my purse, I always leave my purse there, and I don't want anybody to go inside my car without me knowing it. And then, you know, who knows? And when I go to the store, I make sure nobody's following me, or even in the parking lot. We have to be very careful. Nowadays, you don't know, it's dangerous. That's why my husband he's always paranoid. If I, like for example, after work, then I will drop by at the store to buy something, and then if I'm gone, like if I didn't go home after 2 hours, he will be worried, because he knows me. He knows that after work, either I will go straight to our home, or I will go to the store. But if I didn't tell him, he will be paranoid. One time I got home, and then he was ready to jump into his car and look for me. That's how worried he is, because it's really dangerous. I remember when we were living in Idaho, and I didn't know how to drive yet. We only had one car. So I went to the post office. I was just walking. When I walk at the opposite direction, so I could see all the cars coming in. And then when I was walking back home, I saw a truck. He was in the corner. And when I got near his truck, he asked me if I needed a ride. So I just looked at him and continued walking. Then I saw him again in another block. He was waiting for me. So I walked fast, And I was telling myself, if he followed me or he grabbed me, I will really scream at the top of my voice or knock on somebody else's door. Since then, I never went outside. And here, when you walk in the street, they don't have street lights. Here, you can see the street lights, but it's not as bright in the Philippines. You know, our street in Gagalangin, Tondo, it's so bright, and there are barangay tano that's walking back and forth to check, but not here. It's crazy. There, the sun is up now. Alright, I think I already talk enough to entertain myself. As usual, thank you for joining me in my drive. I'll be at work in an hour. This is just the street, like the main road. But then afterwards, I will be entering the freeway. Thank you guys. Thank you for always supporting my channel. You take care. Enjoy the rest of the week. Don't forget to smile. It's free. Have a good day. See you again later. Bye.
We drive along endless roads hand in hand, chasing sunsets guided by our plans, cooking dreams in our little space. Laughter fills every quiet